And on goes the cheese. Any segment that starts with piles of cheese being added to anything, Gail Hall, immediately grabs my attention.
So I put some beautiful grated cheese on some
What kind of cheese
pre-baked.
is this?
This is Parmesan.
Pardon me?
Any hard cheese would work. Gouda, Swiss, Gruyere. On here, I've taken my puff pastry out of this. Now this is great because this puff pastry is pre-rolled. It comes in 2 rolls with parchment. You just open it up, put it on your baking sheet, you're ready to go.
What's the difference between puff pastry and phyllo or phyllo pastry?
2 completely different pastries.
Totally
this is
different.
made with flour and butter and rolled and rolled and rolled and rolled.
Okay, so this is what you want. You don't want the phyllo stuff.
No, you don't want phyllo.
Okay.
So we've got our cheese on there, and now we put on this beautiful Edgar Farms asparagus
Looks
from
great.
the market, just picked last week. When we're doing that little quick shot, you broke the asparagus.
Yeah.
Their asparagus is picked completely above ground, where the asparagus you buy in the grocery store, if you notice, it'll have a lighter end.
So this is what we're seeing when we see here the green ends, because you're right. I was looking for the kind of the more bitter white part of it. It's all gone.
The woody part's not part of their asparagus. It stays in the ground.
So even though, because I always heard that it breaks at the spot it's supposed to, but even though I'm doing this, you're saying that's a waste. I'm wasting perfectly good asparagus.
That's perfect, exactly.
Okay, good.
So then we just alternate and put our spears on.
Okay, what do you call this dish?
An asparagus and cheese tart. Isn't that complicated?
I know. Very
so
creative
we get this
name,
on,
Gail,
and when the asparagus season's over, I'll substitute with Gull Valley tomatoes and just layer the tomatoes on and then put them in the oven.
Is this one of the things you put out when you're providing tapas?
Yes, and when I do market cooking classes, this is a popular dish.
What is the asparagus season? Are we smack dab in the middle of the best of the year?
Pretty much. It'll be done by the end of June.
Really?
It's very quick. It's a Mediterranean plant, so for us to be able to grow this in central Alberta is a miracle.
So the fact it's Mediterranean, is
Climate.
the olive oil going to add something nice to it? Kind of this regional combination?
That for sure. Plus, it's pretty much roasting on here, so a little bit of oil will help prevent it from drying out. Exactly.
Okay.
That little bit of salt and pepper, and that goes in the oven at 400. So it went on a pre-baked puff pastry dough first. You pre-bake it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Pull it out, then put the cheese on and put the asparagus on.
I see. So pre-bake the puff pastry, pull it out, on goes the cheese, asparagus,
and
olive
then another
oil.
15, 20 minutes at 400, and it's done.
Should I toss this in?
Yeah, and I think we've got one already.
Okay, yeah.
Oops.
I've been looking forward
That
to
can
pulling
just
this
go
bad
on-
boy out
on-
of the oven for
this
quite
is
some time.
Oh, excellent. That's a
Oh,
hot.
man.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're
How
going
do you know when it's done? I mean, it's just the asparagus. It's not.
It's starting to shrink a bit. You can see it's losing some of its moisture
A subtle
and
difference in
soft
that
to the
texture.
touch. So we'll just give this a cut.
Is this the type of thing you want to pull out of the oven right when you're serving it?
If you can. If you can make this up the day of, put it in the fridge, and then when your guests get there or you're ready to cook it. This is hot. Let me just hold that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no doubt.
You can then put it in the oven, and it's piping hot to serve. And I should have brought. We need to get your knife sharpened in the studio, Ryan.
Yeah, well, maybe we need a knife sponsor. Anybody listening?
Okay, there, we've got a little corner for you to try.
It's still, I never learned my 3 a.m. pizza lesson. Like, it's too hot for you to handle, and I'm still
But you're
looking
gonna eat
as
it.
immediately as I can put it in my mouth. I'm going to try to taste it because it
go.
just looks unbelievable.
Doesn't it look fabulous?
We got the recipe for this posted under the BT Extras link at breakfasttelevision.ca. Yeah.
Careful. You okay? Excellent. Isn't
Phenomenal.
that delish? Good. Simple to do, fresh ingredients, can't get
Is
any
that
better.
sea salt?
It's a little bit of sea salt, can you tell?
You can really tell.
How difficult was that?
This is me trying to be brave and act like my mouth's on fire. But it's delicious.
You're okay. Good.
All right, you can find
Excellent.
these guys at the farmer's market?
Yes, Edgar Farms is at the farmer's market, and the Hutterites also have asparagus. So a few vendors do carry it till about the end of June, and then at least with Edgar Farms, they don't want to stress the plants out too much, so they stop harvesting.
It's almost like they care about what they're doing, Gail.
They do, and they do 20 acres of asparagus is harvested by hand.
Just amazing.
It is
Love
amazing.
We celebrate passion
In
here on
Alberta.
BT, and here you see it. It's 8:17. We'll be back with more from Bridget Ryan. You can find out more about what Gail does at Seasoned Solutions, again, on our website, breakfasttelevision.ca. That's under the Inside BT link. We'll be back right after this.